Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Rise with Sonia. From landing in the US in 2016 with big dreams and uncertainty to building a life through trucking, investing, and real estate. Today's guest represents the real immigrant journey. No shortcuts, no overnight success, just risk, resilience, and learning the hard way what it takes to make money and keep it. In this episode, we dive into the highs, the mistakes, the mindset shift, and the moves that changed everything. Let's get into it. Meet Akash Singal. Welcome to Rise with Sonia.
Thank you.
Well, hello Akash.
Hi.
How have you been?
Good. How are you?
Good. So आप 2016 में आए थे इधर
हाँ जी.
US में.
हाँ जी.
So take us back to 2016. What was going through your mind when you left India and landed in the US?
Yeah. 2016 में मैं आया था MBA के लिए. I was on student visa.
Student visa.
Yes, and I did my MBA here. The plan was simple: learn the business, do the business. That was the plan when I come in here. Yeah, it was very scary.
Yeah.
Leaving the country behind and going to the new country. But we need the opportunities. US is the land of opportunities, and which brings me here.
What did you think your life would look like here versus what it actually has become?
Life I was expecting is, I'll say 9 to 5 more.
Yeah.
Because the initial plan was just to learn the business, do the business, but it's not easy.
Right.
I want to do it, but it's not easy. Then we were thinking the plan was just to get a job, make some money, save some money, do 9 to 5, and then get into the business. But fortunately, I get an opportunity. I came to go know all this trucking industry, real estate, and everything, and which helped me. And I started the business rather than going to the job.
Nice.
So that's the difference. The plan was not right away to go to the business side, but which bring me.
So MBA program कहाँ किया आपने?
मैंने Auckland से किया है. The university name is Lincoln University. It's not a big one. It's a small university.
Right.
Yeah, it's very immigrant friendly, budget friendly.
Right. So that's in the Bay Area.
Yes, in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And that's where I finished my MBA.
Okay, and then you moved to Fresno when?
I moved to Fresno in 2018.
2018.
Yes,
Okay.
October.
So you've been here almost 8 years?
Almost 8 years.
Very
Fresno is
good.
my home now.
Yeah, that's great. What was the first real, this is not going to be easy moment after you arrived?
English. Because the English we speak back in India is more British.
Right.
So, for example, I'll just take the example of the vegetable. So we call it capsicum. We call it bell pepper here.
Right.
So it is just one example. So a lot of things English.
English language.
Although it's just English, but the way the people talk and the style.
Right.
That was the first part, because if you want to do any kind of a business or any job, you need to know those words, which helps you to relate. If you cannot relate, it's going to be tough. So English was a very basic step. You need to learn the way US operates in English rather than the Indian English.
So American English.
American English.
Yeah. How did you enter the transportation industry? Was it planned or accidental?
I'll say it's accidental.
Yeah.
Not planned.
Yeah.
No plans. I have nobody in my family in the trucking industry or freight market or anything. I was doing something else. Even in my MBA, before MBA, I was in software development side.
Oh, okay.
So no plans, but yes, I had some people around me who guided me and asked me also to step into this. I thought, okay, let's give it a hit.
Yeah.
And I went for this, and it turns out to be a good. It's the people around me who helped me. I'll say that. It's just not on me that I just did it, but the people who supported me and helped me. That's why I get into this.
So what's the mistake in your early trucking days that still stings?
A lot of trusting wrong people. And the second is having a lack of knowledge. I have no one to teach. I'll say like that. Because I'm new to the system. Problem is the learning. I didn't know a lot of things, and I just took a random advices.
Yeah.
Random advices, which kind of was not very helpful.
Right.
Had few losses. We were not aware about how actually things work. And then later we started learning all those things, started reading more, started going through a lot of things through FMCSA websites before making any move, like the insurances and everything, which, initially that was a mistake, I'll say. We should not do in our business.
Right.
We should not follow the random advices.
Right, that is true. Professional advice is always better
Yeah, go for
than
a
random.
go for a professional
Yeah,
advisor. That's
yeah.
actually better. Yes.
Right. So I can relate. We had a trucking business many, many years ago.
Yeah.
I actually took some classes in Dallas,
Okay.
which I remember it was about a week-long class. They teach you from A to Z how to start transportation business, including getting license, business license, and getting credentials.
Yes.
Your web development, where to get the loads, how to find brokers.
Yes.
It kind of goes into detail. So
Yes.
for someone who wants to go into trucking business, I highly recommend that class.
Yes, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Back then, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But we don't have anything like that right now, even in Fresno. So
Okay.
that's a good idea of business too.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything. I think it's better to do your homework. Life is a lot easier when you're more knowledgeable.
Yes.
And
yes.
You seek education and you seek advice from professionals who are already in the business.
Yes.
Rather than somebody who's never been in that business,
Yes.
but they want to put their 2 cents in.
Yeah.
you
Yes.
know,
Yes.
and yeah, like you said, you learn the hard way.
Yes, I learned the
So,
hard way. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, what's something people glamorize about trucking that's completely false?
I'll say the cash flow. They think the cash flow is high,
Yeah.
and that's true as well. But they just didn't able to figure out the exact numbers,
Right.
and that's why they go to the debt more and more and more. They're not able to exactly find out how much they are making, and the cash flow is actually very glamorous thing,
Right.
which is really good,
Mm-hmm.
but not the actual profits.
Right.
So in transportation, it's a big thing.
Right. So would you say that is it projections, like higher projections rather than the revenue? Yeah.
So it looks like it's a big thing, even if the revenue can be huge,
Right.
but the net profits are really low because the
Okay.
expenses and things we have to go
Right.
through.
Unexpected expenses
A lot
come
of-
up too. I mean, it's trucking
Thousands
industry.
thousands of dollars can be right next moment.
Absolutely.
Anything goes wrong to the truck. So
Right.
yeah, so the most glamorous thing I've seen people buying a big Range Rovers and
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
it's going on. Yeah,
How do you handle cash flow pressure in the business where payments can lag?
they will lag if it's not managed properly, I'll say.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I know people. They think that they're making 50K a month just in the revenue, and easy to make a payment of $1,000 for a car, and then one day something bad happened and they are not able to pay it. So
Right. I think that's in any business, to be honest.
yeah,
If you manage your accounts receivable properly,
they need
you're on
accountants.
top of it.
Yes.
So yeah. How do you decide where to put your money? Gut data or network?
I'll say network.
Network? Yeah.
Yeah, because-
Network is your net worth.
Yes, because if you know the right people, you
Yeah.
have the right knowledge, and you have the right knowledge, you have the right way to go for it.
Agree.
So networking matters. You need to
Right.
know
Yeah.
those people who actually did things right.
Right.
So that's the best way of investment.
Knowing the right people.
Knowing the right people, learning from them,
Yes.
and only the right people can teach you
Right.
the right things.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And having mentors is very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's
In any
always good.
industry. Yeah.
Always a good idea to have a mentor because they know.
Right. What's a bad investment you made, and what did it cost you beyond money?
Well, bad investment in transportation, I'll say I made in 2020 when the COVID hits.
Yeah.
The prices are super high
Right.
and things were super expensive. Didn't realize things will calm down.
Mm-hmm.
These will go back to normal again. That was a less of the experience I have, I'll say.
Right.
And that was the bad investment I made, which kind of haunted me for 2 years,
Yeah.
till 2022 and 2023. So yeah, that was a
Right.
bad investment.
That was quite a shift when that happened.
Yes,
COVID time.
nobody was ready for it,
Absolutely.
especially me, and I was new too.
Yeah.
So now I know things. Experience is
Right.
always
Experience teaches you.
a lot.
One deal that almost didn't happen but changed everything.
Yeah, there was a deal in real estate I was trying to do. I think I discussed that with you as well. It was a 7 brew
Yes.
back in Springfield, Ohio. It's almost 2 years ago, and we are almost about to the closing. And right on the closing day, we came to know that there was a gas station
Oh.
on
Okay.
that property before.
Yeah.
And the person who's trying to sell that is the piece of land didn't put it in the right way,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't bought it.
Okay.
So, which kind of haunted me personally is that where I was at that time, I should have done the surveys properly.
Mm-hmm.
Things can go wrong on that day,
Right.
and I could have spent a lot of money on it.
Right.
So that thing I always keep with me
Yeah.
as my bad experience. Although we didn't go through that, we saved the money right at the moment, but it should not be right on that moment. Like,
Right.
it should have been done way earlier, because we have a lot of ways to do it. So having a real estate expert person is always a good idea in
Oh,
that
absolutely.
case.
I
Yes.
agree. Yeah, no, property verification, many times, this has happened in my real estate career. And it happens more in India actually than
Yes.
here. People don't verify with professionals.
Yes.
They just rely on word of mouth,
Yes.
or whatever the relatives, family, or the people that are in their surrounding,
Sure. Yeah.
the information that they give them. And I always say, you need to professionally verify the documentation.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't did the surveys.
Right.
The business is no more operating there. It's
Yeah.
still hanging in there. And if we could have spent money on it, we will be
Absolutely.
hanging in there too. So that's really scary.
Yeah. What's something new developers underestimate every time?
Yeah, I'll say the risk
Yeah.
and the discipline.
Yeah.
So if you are a developer in a real estate, or you're trying to develop a business in any field, or maybe in investments,
Right.
let's say you are trying to get into stock markets investments,
Right.
they need to understand the discipline. It's not a
Exactly.
one-day thing,
Mhm.
and there is always a risk if you want risk reward. So they underestimate those things. They think like things always go up, things always give good returns, but they don't know that those returns they are looking at, they are historical returns.
Right.
So you need to wait, you need to be disciplined, you have to keep investing yourself. If you are trying to develop a real estate portfolio, it's not a one-day thing. You have to keep doing it. It's a discipline you need. You need to study
Absolutely.
more. So they don't follow the discipline.
Right.
They think it's if they just bought one thing, it's done, and
Yeah.
they're smart enough for that and keep
Right.
doing whatever they want. And same goes for investing, even in stock market,
Yeah.
even in ETFs, mutual funds. So that's the reason they don't.
So are you into stock market as well?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, we do invest in the real estate and stock market as well.
Okay.
We do mutual funds. We mostly do Franklin Temptation. It's not on stock markets. It's a mutual fund. You have to buy it separately
Got
by
it.
different brokerages. We do those.
Okay.
And those actually very clear about those things, that nothing gonna happen in a month.
So those are long term.
Long terms.
Okay.
Yeah, stay there for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
And then you'll see the results. So
Right.
people, and keep investing.
So safe investments.
Safe investments. Keep
Okay.
investing. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just don't get scared. Things will always go up and down.
Right.
Yeah. Even a heartbeat goes up and down.
Yeah, exactly.
If it goes stable, you're not alive.
Yeah, that saying, what goes up must come down. That's the
Yes.
only way it's gonna,
Yes.
keep going.
Yes. That's the discipline you need. You need to stay there. You need to manage the risk properly. And
Yeah.
that's what the
I
thing
think
is.
you have to have that understanding
Yeah.
of the market. So learn as much as you could,
Yeah. If the market is going down, that's opportunity.
Absolutely.
That's not a loss.
That's what I tell all my investors, because I ran into a gentleman just last week. He said, we're just parking our money for right now. We're
Yeah.
just, in this. I said, well, a lot of people look at it differently.
Yes.
In a shaky market, there's so much going on, so much happening. So for investors, I feel it's Black Friday.
Yes. I love Black
Because
Friday.
it's an opportunity to actually buy, and that's something that most people don't understand.
That's in real estate too.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, I mean, things are not going that good. People are not buying enough, but I think it's a good opportunity if you're getting a good deals.
There are so many businesses out
Yeah.
there that are for sale,
Yes.
accusations, even in the residential.
Yes.
There's so much going on.
Yes. Yeah.
And availability, and especially when the interest rates are higher, obviously the prices are going to be a little lower.
That's the point. That's an opportunity if you want to get. Like,
Yeah.
You can always refinance.
Exactly.
That's right.
So if an investor who has, like, let's just say we're going to use the Fresno market as an example, $400,000 to $500,000 home.
Yes.
If you have that cash,
Yeah.
and you don't have to worry about interest rates, so this is your right time to invest.
Definitely.
You can negotiate
Yes.
because you're not involving lenders, so it's a less tedious process.
Yes.
So you just take that $400,000 or $500,000 and park it,
Park it there.
in the residential property.
And you can finance it
Yeah,
once the rates are
absolutely.
low, and
Yeah,
Even you can get more money out of it once
I
you reach.
agree. So did you ever feel like you didn't belong in certain rooms?
I was at a place recently in LA. It's at a steakhouse. It was a meeting of investors.
Mm-hmm.
The way they talk,
Yeah,
the way they think, I don't think like that. But I am happy that I was there because I've learned a lot of things.
Right.
The way they operate, the way they think.
Mm-hmm.
That was the room when I got into, and after 10 minutes, I was like, I don't belong here. These guys.
So was that a good experience for you?
Initially, I was shocked that
Yeah.
these guys are talking something I cannot relate at all. But later on, yeah, it turns out to be a good. At
Yeah.
least I had some learning out of it. That
Right.
this is how the people actually operate once they have this kind of a net worth and this kind of a things going
Yeah.
on in their life. Let's say in investing,
Right.
how they think to put money in which stock, how to put money in which ETF, how they think in the real estate,
Right.
what's bite-sized deals are, what things actually like the parking the money, how they park their money, what's actually is those things. So yeah, those things. Yes. So initially I did, but later on it came out to be a learning for me.
How did you push through that whole conference that you were at?
Well, I had a couple of drinks. So yeah.
Was it stressful?
Sometimes when you have somebody, a real smarter person sitting in front of you and you're looking like dumb. Okay. So you need some kind of a push. Well, I'm not promoting alcohol.
Right.
I'm just, okay, no promotion to alcohol.
Right.
You should not drink. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what actually relaxed me a little bit, helped me relax. And then it was more like open. And now there was a person, his name was Josh.
Okay.
Josh Shelton, and I was talking to him, and I told him like bluntly after that, like, I'm not there what you're talking about, but I am interested. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This is something I want to talk about.
Right.
This is the right knowledge.
See, sometimes you go over there to get value.
Yeah.
But you end up valuing them.
Yeah.
So which is good exchange of energy.
Yeah. He was an investor from Arkansas, Little Rock area, doing a lot of investments there and properties. And yeah, he helped me. He's like, okay, calm down. This is normal thing. I was there one day. And yeah, and that's what actually true. If you really find a nice people around you,
right,
they will actually try to help you.
Right.
They will not try to demotivate you.
Oh, of course.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's what helped me on that day.
How has being an immigrant shaped your risk tolerance?
Oh, well, I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
See, I was a blank white piece of paper. I can write my story.
Right.
I have nobody tell me like you will fail.
Yeah.
Or people will say this. Your neighbors will come tell you something. No.
Right.
It was a blank piece of paper, so nothing.
So you wrote your book.
I just wrote, whatever I want to do, I kept going. I made mistakes. Everybody do. Nobody's
That's how
perfect.
we learn.
Yeah, but I kept going.
Yeah, that's good. And do you have your parents are here or are they in India?
So they, right now my parents are here with me at home.
Yeah.
And they did help me. My parents never asked me, why are you doing this? Why you should do this.
Right.
My father was in a government job back in India. He always wanted me to do a job, but then later he's like, do whatever you want to do.
Right. So he's been supportive.
He was very supportive in all way possible.
You have other family here or?
I have a couple of my brothers here.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
They are in transportation industry and getting into the real estate things too. So they are here and they are younger.
Oh, okay.
So I'm happy.
Yeah.
They're very young and they're doing these things.
What sacrifices don't people see behind your success?
Discipline. Simple. I mean, like, talent can be beaten by discipline. That's the only thing I believe in. So, I mean, if you are fat and if you want to lose the weight, nothing going to happen overnight. People just say it's a success overnight. But if you want to lose a weight, if you're fat, big enough, it's going to take time. You have to keep doing it. Keep doing
Consistency.
Consistency. So it should be a discipline. Things will happen. Bad things will happen. Good things will happen in your life. But just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And then one day maybe people will come and say, he just got lucky.
Maybe
won a lottery.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Because, my weight journey.
Yes.
So it took 2.5 years.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that I did it. And you're right. Consistency and discipline is what it takes.
Yeah.
And yes, a lot of people, they come and they're like, how did you lose weight? And it doesn't matter how many times I mention gym, discipline, and, I've completely changed my food intake.
See?
So I have a new relationship with food.
Yes.
Now I eat to live, not live to eat.
Yes. Yeah, see? So you have so this is very relatable. As you say, is anybody, if you want to do something, There will be days with you as well, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go today, I'm
Right.
tired, but you still did it.
Yeah.
You might be sick, but you still did it.
Yeah.
You had work, you still did it. So it's
Yeah.
just the discipline.
One habit that lost you money.
Rushing
Rushing.
into the decisions before
Okay.
reading stuff, before knowing everything.
Right.
So yeah, the rushing into those decisions.
You got to kind of take it easy and
Yeah.
do your research.
Take your time. It's your
Yeah,
money. Keep it
yeah.
with you as long as you are not sure enough.
So if you had to start all over today with $10,000, what would you do?
If I have to start with $10,000, I'll go to the service industry.
Yeah.
Anything where we can provide service.
For example.
For example, we can provide a car wash,
Yeah.
truck wash
Mm-hmm.
service, because $10,000, you have less investment. But if you want to make money, I think a car wash, like you can go there and wash the car. It's easy to do that.
Right.
You can wash the bins.
Right.
You just need $1,000 a machine.
Service-based business where you
Service-based.
don't need much equipment and you don't really have to worry
Yes.
about buying the real estate. You can
Yes.
actually rent it.
So service-based industries, US economy is, I think, over 70 to 80% is service-based.
What's overrated in business right now?
Too much money. I'll say people think a lot
Yeah.
of money in business. Not all the businesses make a lot of money, but the right business makes money.
Right.
I know some restaurants who are not making money at all, but there's some restaurants that make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So people think that if you just get into the business, you'll just make money.
I believe you have to be aligned with the business
Yes.
that you're doing. Many times we think about making money before you even align yourself
Yeah.
with that type of business.
And Fresno right now, I've seen a lot of food trucks,
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Right.
Someone one day just started a food truck,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a success. They just discussed it with their friends. Now the friends are thinking, I'll also do the same thing.
Right.
And now the same thing is going on, but they don't know, now they don't make the same amount of money because they just don't know how to cook.
Right.
They don't know the exact method. So that's what's the thing is. So just doing any kind of a business doesn't help. Doing the
Right.
right way.
Right business that's
and-
gonna
yeah.
match with your
Yes.
skills, your experience,
Yes.
and your future goals.
That's true.
And what advice would you give someone coming to the U.S. today with big dreams and limited resources?
Learn.
Yeah.
Just learn the system. If you know the system, you have opportunities.
Right.
You just don't need money will come if you have a good idea. You will
I
find
agree.
money will come. So if you have a good plan, so for that good idea, you need to know everything.
Right.
If you know everything,
You have to learn and be and do your research.
that's true.
Yep. How should someone think about building multiple streams of income without burning out?
Well, multiple income streams can only be done if you don't work on all of them. So those should be self-managed.
Right.
So for now, maybe so if somebody's in transportation industry, if they are operating there a little bit there, then now they are going to the real estate. So make sure it's a rental properties.
Right.
You don't have to be there every day. And now maybe the third thing can be investments in the stocks.
Right.
You don't have to go there every day.
Right.
And always have someone for you so that you can divide your time. 2 hours for this, 2 hours for this, 2 hours for this, because you need time
Time
for
management.
for
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
And then if you still have some time, then think about the fourth part
Right.
or maybe the fifth part.
Right.
If you think the rental business is doing good, just grow that
Exactly.
rather than having one, have multiple.
What does financial freedom actually means to you?
Financial freedoms means I don't have to worry about my mortgage,
Yeah.
my car,
Right.
EMIs. That's financial freedom.
Okay.
Sleeping good at night
Right.
without worrying
That's
about.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah, you have to wake up 8 in the morning and go back to the work to pay
Right.
the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't work to pay the bills.
So to me, financial freedom is where I don't have to worry about waking up at a certain hour to 9 to 5.
Sure.
So when you can actually make your own schedule, you can actually go out and do what you love doing.
Yes.
That's financial freedom.
Yeah, that's an easy thing. So just if some people don't like their job, just do the job what you like doing.
Right.
Find job in that field.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you'll be happy.
Biggest mistake immigrants make in business.
They don't read much how the laws here are, because most of the companies getting like into the trouble is because they don't know
Right.
what actually needs to be done. They don't have a right accountant.
Right.
right or CPA or accountant or right
Right
registered
resources.
right resources.
Right.
Yeah, so if they don't those they try to do by themselves to save the money, but that's not good.
So you do need to invest in professionals like
Professionals.
real estate brokers.
Yes, that's true. You know
Right.
more than
Yeah.
to the like you are doing that from a long time.
Right.
Why not to utilize your skills rather than going ourselves and find things and then getting into the trouble later on, not
Right.
writing the right contracts. And so it's always good
Right.
to have a professional with you.
Yeah. And I think that goes not just real estate, in any industry.
Yes,
If you're not familiar with something, like why do we go to the doctor? Because we don't know everything about
yeah,
medical,
that's
dental, or why
Yeah.
do we go to the dentist?
yeah,
We do our part,
Sure.
hygiene,
yeah,
but ultimately the professionals know better than us. Well, Akash, I met you about 2 years ago.
true.
This is going to be our third Tia festival together.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And, what I remember about Akash is that he just picked up the phone and texted me, Sonia ji, I am Akash Singal and I'm new in Fresno and I really want to support this event
Yes,
because it's a women's event.
that's true.
And, to me, that was like, wow, had a utmost respect for you because not everyone just, texts me and says, we want to do this.
Yeah,
It took time. Now I do have a lot of people who are aligned in the same way.
yes,
We built a strong team of sponsors, organizers, volunteers, our participants,
Yeah.
attendees. So over time, we were able to do that. And all of our sponsors, their contribution got us to where we're at. And I really appreciate,
Thank you.
what you did for us at that time.
yeah, and we'll do this time too.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. We're counting on you.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that was really nice. And I know that you're networking with other communities as well, which is really good. And can you share something about Fresno which has helped you or shaped you?
Fresno is a growing city,
Yeah.
and it helps. And I'm also growing,
Right.
so I can relate myself with Fresno. In past 8 years, it's growing really fast,
Yeah.
and that's what I'll say. That's why I can relate myself with Fresno,
Exactly.
a
Yeah.
growing city with a growing person.
Right,
So
right.
everything I see growing here every day, new constructions going on, new houses getting built,
Right.
more people moving into Fresno from to Central Valley from the Bay Area or from LA.
Right.
So that's what I'll relate myself with Fresno.
Right. It's I believe affordability is a big thing.
Yeah,
Coming from bigger cities, you can actually, buy a house here, like I mentioned earlier, like $400,000 to $500,000. You
Yeah.
can have a really nice 4-bedroom, 2-bath house.
that's true.
Versus in Bay Area,
Oh,
or
100 years old house
yeah.
and $1 million.
So yeah, there's a lot of value in living in Central Valley,
That's true.
especially living in Fresno.
Yes, and it's
Yeah.
growing city too. Now we have everything, pretty much everything here.
Right.
Maybe if you see 10 years ago, we might not have a lot of things, not
Right.
of restaurants, not of, but now it's a lot.
Yeah.
We have everything here. So,
Yeah.
and it's better to invest in a growing city
Absolutely.
so that your money will grow.
As
Yeah.
you grow, the money grows, and the city's growing. That's
Yes.
where you want to be, where there's growth.
Yes.
And if you're in a city where everything is stagnant, nothing's moving, and
Yes.
you're not able to afford even a house,
True.
then you're in the wrong place.
Sure, yeah, and the
Yeah.
real estate is growing here a lot.
Absolutely.
You know more. In
Yeah.
almost 10 years, it's a lot of things almost doubled.
Right, right.
So, and it's still the time.
Yeah, and so Northeast Fresno was, the spot where everything was going on.
Yeah.
But now we're going into Southeast of Fresno.
Yes.
So, there's a lot of movement. Of course, the Northwest, a lot of movement, right time to buy.
Yes.
Prices are great,
Yes.
so, and new schools are coming up.
That's true.
Yeah.
And even for teenagers are there.
Yeah.
If somebody's trying to just invest and
Right.
get it rented. So,
Right.
so it's there too.
I believe the rents here are much better than the Bay Area.
A lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And safe.
Yes.
You can park. I park my car outside and I'm not worried that somebody will break in.
Right.
So
exactly.
that cannot happen in the Bay Area.
Since you lived in the Bay and now you're living here, people in the Bay Area, some of them, and even some of my friends, what's in Fresno? What's there to do? I always felt, because I lived in the Bay Area too, I felt the quality of life is here.
Yeah.
because we don't have to worry about spending hours and hours in traffic.
That's true.
And we don't have to worry about paying off a mortgage of $2 million to $5 million house. You can get from point A to point B, like across town,
Yes.
in 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes.
Less than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I'll say,
what
yeah.
do you feel? What do you like the most in Fresno?
The same things you just said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you are in Clovis on the other side and you're coming on this side of the city where we are right now, it's less than 30 minutes.
Right.
We have everything here. There's nothing we'll say that we don't have here in the
Yeah.
in Central Valley.
Right.
And we have
The
everything. is on
national
the-
park.
National park,
Yosemite
Yosemite.
is not too far.
That's what the Bay Area people come these days.
Right.
For the lakes.
Yeah.
For the parks.
Right.
We have a lot. We have a Sequoia, I think that's how we pronounce
Square.
it. Square.
Park,
Yeah. Yeah,
yes.
that's there.
Yeah.
We have our own zoo.
Yes.
So a lot of things
and
here.
lakes.
Lakes.
Huntington Lake, Shaver Lake, Millerton Lake,
Yeah.
Lost Lake. There's so many out here.
Yes. Yes.
And we're only 2-hour drive from the beaches.
to maybe 1 hour for the mountains, 2
Right.
hours for the beaches.
Exactly.
It's a growing city.
Yes.
So Fresno is hot, guys. You should move.
Yes. Move here.
Yeah.
Invest here if you're not
Yes.
going to move here.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
true.
Well, this has been really nice. I've been
Yeah.
wanting to do this from since I started, and we
Yes.
finally coordinated our times.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Akash,
Thank
for
you.
being here, and let's keep growing together.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.